What if you're getting low or no signal? Well, lots of things could be wrong. The DNA fragment size could be too small, so make sure you run your fragments on a gel to see if they're the correct size. If you're performing cross-linking CHIP, the cells may have been cross-linked for too long, which can reduce the availability of epitopes, so be sure to perform a time course and quench with glycine. It could be that you don't have enough starting material. CHIP generally requires a large starting input, around 25 micrograms of chromatin per IP, or 3 to 4 million cells per IP. You could also not have used enough antibody. 3 to 5 micrograms is usually sufficient, but up to 10 micrograms might be required if there's low or no signal. You could be eliminating the specific antibody binding if your wash buffers are too stringent, so don't use more than 500 millimolar of sodium or lithium chloride. Make sure your cells are sufficiently lysed. Something like a RIPA buffer should work well. Keep in mind that your result might be real if there's no antibody enrichment at the region of interest, so be sure to include a positive control antibody and locus to ensure the CHIP is working. Make sure you know when to use native versus cross-linking CHIP. Cross-linking CHIP is more suitable when analyzing proteins that have weaker DNA affinity, so cross-linking will be required to keep proteins associated with DNA, and native CHIP can really only be performed if you're looking at histones. If you're using a monoclonal antibody, it may not be suitable for cross-linking CHIP due to epitope masking, so try an antibody that's tested for CHIP or a polyclonal antibody. And make sure you're using the correct affinity beads, so make sure the antibody species and immunoglobulin bind to the chosen beads, or use a protein AG mix.